Your questions have been answered. You clicked on this video because you were curious how to add textures and designs to already hollowed out 3D models. And you're not the only one with this problem. You see, this question was brought to me by a subscriber, and I knew if they had this problem, you did too. So let's stop the guesswork and solve it. Welcome to the channel. My name is Cole Hansen. This is PrintNRepeat, and you're watching Problem Solved. Alrighty guys, so we have made it into our computer. You know the drill. Let's go ahead and open up a web browser and then hop into our TinkerCAD dashboard. Now, like I said in the intro today, we're going over how to add textures and designs to already hollowed out 3D models. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up this Tinker profile, and you need to go ahead and create your own 3D design so you can follow along. I've also linked this exact model down below in my description. So if you wanna follow along, you can add this model into your program as well. Now, to add any kind of STL or model into your TinkerCAD work plane, all you've got to do is go over here, click Import, choose File, and then you can add any type of STL model. It'll bring up this image right here where you can see that the scale is already 100%, and then you can go ahead and check the dimensions to make sure it's going to fit on your work plane. These ones are 69 by 69 by 116. So we're going to click Import, and when you're importing models, it is having to create a mesh of that model. So if there's a lot of complex triangles and designs in that model, it might take just a little bit to load. So we're going to wait here. And then boom, once your model is loaded, you can see that it's always brought in this nasty, weird, grayish brown Band-Aid color for like clay. So we're gonna go ahead and make it a nice and bright poppy color. And then as you can also see, when you import models into TinkerCAD, they are not perfectly smooth because TinkerCAD had to mesh this. It is actually trying to follow along a lot of these triangles of the mesh. So it might not be perfectly smooth, but when you're going to print it out, it is going to be rather smooth. So let's not worry about that right now. Now, like I said, we are going to try to create a design and a texture on this hollowed out part, which I thought seemed really easy, but it actually came up to be a little bit more of a problem than I thought. And we're going to have to use one special tool to actually solve this problem today, and that is going to be our revolve tool. It is brand new to TinkerCAD, and I'll show you what it does right here. So if you drop it down to your work plane, what you can see, let's get out of that. If you drop it down to your work plane, just like this, right here, and you click Edit Sketch, when you drop it down, you'll be able to click anything that you want on this blue line and then make any type of design to it. So if we bring it out, run it again, and then kind of add everything together just like so, you can create any type of revolved sketch. Now this kind of looks like a little bit of a spaceship, but it revolves all the way around any type of orientation that you want. So let's finish this sketch. Let's get out of it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this right back to the center, and we're gonna drop our revolve tool right here in line with it. And when we do that, you can see we have already cut this entire thing in half, and we are going to revolve down about 1 millimeter below the top, about right here. We're gonna go all the way to the middle. We're gonna come all the way down below the hollowed out portion. We're gonna bring it back to our main work plane right here, and we're gonna bring it all the way up so we make a solid little circle. We're gonna finish this sketch. We're going to smooth out the sides to 128, improve the quality a little bit for maybe like 20. And then what we're gonna do is bring it to the middle and align everything. We're gonna click Align and Align. Now, as you can see, we have made this entire hollowed out model completely solid now. So we can go back to our original method, and we can grab a box, drop it to the work plane. We know that the size dimensions of our model are almost 70 millimeters, so we're gonna make this 72 millimeters wide by 1 millimeter long, and then 120 tall, just so that we've got good coverage. Now we're gonna bring it to the middle. We're gonna align everything, click L, align center, and then from here, we're going to just click Control D, rotate them about 6 degrees, perfect. And then we're gonna click Control D until that goes all the way around back to our original position. Awesome. Now from here, all we need to do is take our original model, click Control D, run it over to the side so that way we have an extra, because we're gonna need 2 of these. And then what we can do is actually, instead of changing the size later on, we're gonna change the size now to 67.98, and then 67.98. And then finally, 114.99. So you can see I've just dropped this down by 1 millimeter in size. Everything's just 1 millimeter smaller. Now we're going to align everything again. L to align center, and then all we've got to do is just click and make this a hole. Make our original model a hole. Make our little filler a hole. Control G, and then with all this complex geometry, it is going to take a little bit to load, so you're gonna have to be patient. And then boom, once it loads, you will have a perfectly cut out model. As you can see, this lattice looks awesome. So now what we're gonna do is drag our secondary model back over. We're going to align everything. Align center, and then we're gonna turn our lattice into a hole. And I'm gonna go ahead and foreshadow for you a little bit. If you go ahead and then just group everything together, there's going to be one slight problem. And it'll pop up right when you see this load. And boom, yes, the problem go ahead and shows itself. The problem is when you're doing this type of design texture and adding the texture like this method, concave areas do not like it very much. So it does not fit that kind of design method. But there's one way to work around this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click Control-Shift-G, ungroup everything. And then we're gonna take our lattice right here and we're gonna raise it up 1 millimeter, 121. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our model that we're trying to cut out and we're gonna go Control up arrow and bring it up 1 millimeter and then drop it down by 0.25. Now, that allows this bottom area of the concave portion, as you can see, to have a cutout in it. That cutout right there allows everything to look seamless, and now it's about 0.5 millimeters of cutout. Then it will slightly increase to maybe about 0.75 right here at the bottom of this concave portion, but then everything else will be nice and smooth and nice and even. So if we go back, group everything together, and you wait a little bit for this geometry to happen, boom, you will see that this design looks absolutely seamless on this new 3D model. And then it's even smooth as it layers in to the inside, but it does not go to the inside of this model anymore. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go ahead, click that subscribe button if you want to learn more and you want to follow along with the series. And then if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to comment them. I would love some more ideas to go ahead and add some more to the series. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.